Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 173. Is that what we're up to? It is indeed, so let's just update that there. Is that right? There we go. Hopefully that's coming through nice and clear for everybody. It's been a long week. It's been end of month. It's been end of quarter. Episode 173 of our Isle of Man series. Thanks to everyone that's been watching so far this week. Thanks to the couple of people as well that jumped in on Monday's episode. Let me know that the audio levels were fine. OBS has just kind of given up on me a little bit. I think it knows FM20 is coming and it's dialing it in from here on out. But hopefully we can get through the rest of the week with no audio issues. But just to be safe and not sorry, I'm going to wear the headphones anyway to make sure that everything is up to date because we've got two huge games in today's episode. We've got top of the table Manchester United in a top three clash, and then we've also got, we're going to rotate a little bit, a Carabao Cup title that we need to defend. We're going to play Wolves and we're going to let some of our reserve players jump in and lead the match for us. Let's not waste too much time. Let's jump in and see how we've gone. So, as you guys can see, just above my head here, we're currently sitting in third position, 9 games played, 7 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat during that period, 7 goal difference, 22 points, 4 points clear of Brighton, who are currently in 4th position. City sit above us just on goal difference alone. They are the team that has beaten us so far this season as well. And Man United sit on top of the table, plus 18 goal difference and 24 points. So we're not miles away from them. There is potential if we get 3 points against them in today's episode and City drop points as well, we could finish the episode top of the division, which would be fantastic for us. Looking back on our previous results, we did, of course, in yesterday's episode, play Bournemouth, a good 2-0 victory, and then a good 4-2 win against Atletico Madrid in our Champions League Group F opener. We then beat Aston Villa 1-0. Not a super convincing performance, but we were comfortable. We scored early on. We had many chances in the second half. It could have been more had we taken those chances. We didn't, but we still got the victory, which was great. We then had our first Carabao Cup game, rotated quite a bit. A lot of our backup players played. I didn't make any subs. Uli Schaefer scoring 4 goals, which was fantastic for him against Stevenage. We beat Tottenham 1-0 away from home. Very good performance. Martinez, again, from the penalty spot, helping us out there. We beat Monaco 5-1 in the Champions League. A great performance before suffering our first defeat of the league season, 4-1 defeat against Manchester City. It wasn't quite as bad as perhaps this looks. We had probably the same amount of chances overall, just they finished theirs and we had a couple of players here. You can see our defensive line, 6.0, 6.5, 6.5, 6.4. We just didn't really defend as effectively as you need to. Alan Vasher with the double did the majority of the damage in the match. We did turn it around though, got a 3-1 victory against promoted Swansea. A good performance all around and a good 3-1 win against Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League as well. They only pulled their goal back very late on, which seems to be a recurring theme at the moment. Late goals being conceded in all of our matches so far. Hasn't cost us too many points, but we'll see how that goes in these next couple of games. Sets up a huge fixture against Manchester United, of course, top of the division. And then, as I mentioned at the start, we're going to play Wolves in the Carabao Cup. We're going to let some of our backup players play that game because you guys very rarely see them. When we bring you episodes, week to week, we kind of tend to focus on the big games throughout the course of the season and we try and get our best 11 out there. I kind of want to show you guys the squad a little bit and get everybody their chance to shine in today's episode. As far as the squad is concerned, we do have a couple of injury issues at the moment. You can see Arnaud Henry's out for 2 to 4 weeks with a calf strain. He got injured against Sporting Lisbon in our last Champions League match. Hisham Haji also out with a twisted ankle 5 days and 3 weeks. He's unlikely to appear at any point in this episode. He actually did that in training. He's been out for a little while. Furkan Yilmaz has a knock. We're not going to rush him either. He was injured away on German under-21 duty, which it's not leaving us threadbare, but it's definitely not leaving us as strong as we could possibly be going into the league leaders, or going up against the league leaders, I should say. Again, long week. My brain's gone to mush at this point. It's basically just melted ice cream. So if I say anything weird, if I do anything weird, you guys you got to let it slide. That's where we're at. Now, it is, of course, Sean Dyche's Manchester United, who he's actually done pretty well for them, I can't lie. So, since he took over, I think they've won a Champions League, I want to say, and no divisional titles as yet for Sean Dyche at Manchester United. I think these are all Zinedine Zidane, but I do think they won a Champions League at some point. It might have been the season before last, 2 seasons ago, so the year before we won it. 35-36. So he has kind of continued a pretty good rate, but they were dominant under Zidane, winning these 5 divisional titles in a row, 2031, 32, 33, 34, 35. And they have dropped off a little bit now, so it's been a couple of seasons, a couple of years since they've tasted Premier Division glory. I'm sure they are super, super keen to get back to a good run of results. They're in excellent form, only 1 draw in their last 5, 4 straight wins during the other period. That 1 draw was against Lazio in the Champions League. Ourselves, just the 1 defeat during our last 5, which was, of course, against Man City. Even though we are at home, United will still go in expected to finish or expect to win and going in as favourites for the contest. Given that we are at home, we are still going to go with our attacking mentality. I'm umming and ahhing a bit about what to do with Uli Schaefer. I have a feeling for this one, we're going to go with the Mexican connection up top. Ruben Martinez might start as the deep lying forward, and we might put Uli Schaefer on the bench and then unleash him against Wolves. He did score 4 goals in the last Carabao Cup fixture against lower league opposition. Maybe we let him be a bit of a specialist in that competition. It does mean David Lind will also play in midfield with the injuries to Henry and Haji. Not ideal, but he's more than serviceable. He knows what he's doing at a Premier Division level. Otherwise, it's pretty much a full choice lineup that we have to pick from. I'll run through that lineup in a moment once we get through to the side. It's going to be the battle of the 2 4-4-2s. Ours, of course, very aggressive, very attacking. There's a little bit flatter across, but we're going Mancini in goal, Abdesamad and Esteban as the defensive partnership, Carlos Andre at left wing back, Lucas Gabriel at right wing back, Santana and Lind at the base of midfield, Harold on the left-hand side playing as that inverted winger, Castro on the right-hand side, our leading assist maker for the season, Martinez plays as the deep lying forward, and Rivera, the advanced forward, leading the line up top. Looking over at United squad, again, also a 4-4-2. They've got, we talk about him every time we play, but Lloyd Doyle, legendary goalkeeper. You can see he's dropping off a little bit now at 33 years of age. Was 5 stars last season, now down to 4, but still just phenomenal. 163 England caps is fantastic. He's been pretty much at United his entire career. They've got some great players on either side. Antonio Jesus, 31-year-old Spanish fullback, 4-star current and potential ability, despite starting to get a bit older. Bruno Eduardo on the other side, 28-year-old Brazilian, 48 caps to his name. Think of how hard our fullbacks have had to work to get their 1 and 2 individual caps. He's been in there a whole bunch of times. Got a few Italians, Lorenzoni at the back, Bianconi in midfield. Bianconi, I think, can also play up front, and that's his preferred position. They're saying here he's a number 10 by trade. They're playing him a little bit deeper as a DLP on support, but he's got all the key traits to fulfill that role. 5-star current and potential ability for the 28-year-old Italian. They've got Bianchi, another Italian on the left-hand side, 23-year-old winger with 13 caps to his name. Just a straight-up left-sided winger, left-footed player, elite level though, 4-star current and potential ability. He looks quite good. Kovacic is playing on the right instead of Nacho. I wonder if Nacho's injured or something at the moment, but 23 years of age for the Slovakian. He was previously a wonder kid, came through at Slaven Bratislava, then spent some time in France with the likes of Lyon, Marseille, and has been at United now for 4 seasons, but only 30 starts during that time. So you'd expect he's going to try and kick on a little bit. No Nacho, which is very interesting. He is their superstar, but they've still got some talent. Rudi Julberg up top is very, very good. 27-year-old German striker, 4.5-star current ability and potential. And alongside him, a guy who's scored against us a variety of times, Serge Ciardio, who is a Spanish international with 114 caps to his name. Usually an inverted winger. They're going to play him up top today, probably as a deep lying forward. It will be very interesting to see how he gets on in a slightly different role. Assertively, we are going to say pick up where you left off last time out. And I'm just going to actually, because that hasn't kind of inspired everybody, going to tell everyone that we've got faith in them as well. As we know, we're not in terrible form, but as we know, once you reload a game, anything can happen. And really, we just want a good performance out of everyone today. First highlight of the match, throwing on the right-hand side. Castro gets forward. Comes back to Lucas Gabriel, though, puts a good ball in towards Martinez, and we made the decision to start him in today's game, and he has repaid us absolutely. Inside 2 minutes, gets up amongst a couple of defenders here at far post and nods home. We'll check out how this worked out in 3 dimensions. Castro, I think, tried to beat the man and lost out to an Antonio Jesus slide tackle. Gabriel skips past one challenge, puts a great ball in, and Martinez, he's a big boy, gets right in front of the central defender there and just powers that header home for an early advantage, and it does see us go top of the division. We'll have to keep an eye on the game against Arsenal and Man City. Arsenal have beaten Man United so far this season. They might do us a favour against City as well, but even a draw would be fine for us. It would still see us go top of the league. Early doors, it's been all us so far, statistically speaking. There's a throw in here though. Lind, back to Carlos Andre. Good little reverse pass there to Harold. Can he find the cut back towards Rivera? Knockdown from Martinez. That was the chance to make it 2. And it's closed down well by the defence. A good block, and then they scramble it away. But good signs from the boys. We've been playing pretty well. No highlights to speak of from Manchester United. There are 10 minutes remaining in the half. We're just going to hit demand more. And they've got a couple of yellow cards, a couple of knocks. Bruno Eduardo looks like he's about to come off. Sergio Escalante, another Mexican, joins the fray at right back. Santana with the ball in here from the throw-in. Back to Abdesamad. Can we work a switch out somewhere? Back to Esteban, who had a man right there with him, but he does quite well to play it back to Mancini. Just wait for the press to come. Don't panic. Forward to Abdesamad now. Now Santana. Back to Harold. Abdesamad. Lind's right there in front of him. He finds him now. Looks for the ball over the top towards Rivera. It's a decent effort, and it's a great finish from Pablo Rivera. Wonderful ball from David Lind. We spoke about him maybe not being 100% fit or 100% conditioned in terms of Premier Division football, being a squad player nowadays, but it's a lovely turn and a great ball in behind there. Curls away from the fullback, just in between the centre-back and the fullback, and Rivera does very well to bring it down in traffic and rifles that one home near post on his left foot and then throws in a little bit of calisthenics over in the corner. Arsenal have taken a lead against City. We've got to keep an eye on that game, but at half-time, 7 shots, 3 on target, 53% possession for the Isle of Man, 5 shots, 2 on target, 47% of the ball for Manchester United. Calmly, we're going to say, very happy with the way things are going, keep it up, and we aren't really conceding a whole lot of highlights, so we're going to stay on attacking for the moment. We might adjust and go a little bit deeper into the last 20 or 30 minutes or so, depending on how these highlights go in the early part of the second half. So corner here for United. Bianchi to take. Good header away from Santana, but Escalante is going to get there first and try and put it back in. Back to Oguz. Now Bianconi. Got to be careful here as we transition from defending to attacking. Antonio Jesus. All the way back to Dold. Don't both go to the ball. Forward to Oguz. Now they've got a 2v1 on the right if they work this correctly. Escalante comes forward. Someone's got to go to the ball. Cut back for Kovacic. Wide right left area. Good close down from Carlos Andre. And he sends it up the line towards Martinez. Bit of work to do in traffic, but keeps the ball very well. He's got a man outside of him now in Lucas Gabriel. Instead he goes to strike from distance. It never really looked like it was going to trouble the keeper. But end-to-end stuff from both sides. We're going to hit pause as we hit the hour mark. We're going to stay on attacking. So far it's working. So far it's doing the trick. Harold hasn't had the best game. We might bring on Mateo. Abdesamad hasn't had a bad game, but I'm kind of a little bit reluctant to change our defensive line. Nah, screw it. Let's trust the process. Let's bring on Jamie Warburton for the last half an hour or so. Esteban can move to the covering defender. Warburton can go as the stopper, which suits him a bit better. And let's assertively say we've got faith in you, make a difference. I'm also going to use Old Faithful. A get creative shout after an hour usually does the trick. It's 1-1 in the Arsenal City game. I think if Man City get a go-ahead goal, they will go above us on goal difference. Castro here, good ball forward, beats one challenge, gets into the area, and good strike at goal. Doyle equal to it though, forces it out for the corner. This has been a thoroughly professional performance. We haven't really seen anything in the terms of highlights for Manchester United, and it's Manchester United. Like, they're phenomenal inside this game. Corner again, Mateo to take towards near post. Yulberg with the header away. Rivera should reset at the edge of the area for us. Lind, Santana. Ball out towards the right-hand side. Castro's there, brings it down in a great area. Can he find the finish? He can't. He just looks for the far corner, and Doyle equal to it. Forces it around the post. Gabriel with the corner towards back stick. Martinez was in there, but it's cleared away. Lind now. Good ball out to Mateo. Can he keep the ball in right on the byline? Tries to find the cutback towards Martinez. Mateo again. Cut back for Lucas Gabriel, and again Doyle with the phenomenal save. We are peppering the goal at the moment, and the United custodian has been immense in the last few minutes. Short corner here to Castro. He's fouled by Bianchi, so we're going to have a wide free kick. We're not going to see that free kick, though. As we get into the last 10 minutes, we're going to make that last sub. Let's just trust the process and trust in the match ratings. We're not going to take off our keeper because that seems ridiculous. But Carlos Andre's got a yellow card. We might just bring on Medjadu just to try and give us some fresh legs on that wing position and hopefully a little bit of stability. We're going to use a demand more shout as well. Hopefully give everyone some focus through to full time. There's a highlight here. Mateo with the ball. Loses out to Escalante. The clearance goes out to Bianchi on the other side. And now Yulberg coming forward for United. It's a great ball for Cardio. The defence has gotten it all wrong, just switching positions for some reason. Thankfully, it's brought back for the offside. First highlight we've seen from United, and it was really just a defensive error. Now we've got a deep throw in on our side. Martinez with the ball, edge of the area. Petrucci wings it back, looks to play it forward to Cardio. Good overlapping run there from Kovacic. Gets into the box now. Not a lot to aim at, straight at Mancini. And it was a pretty tame effort as well, to be fair. Mancini with the ball. Forward towards Mateo. Now Escalante. Santana with the clearance. We're into the last couple of seconds of injury time. Lorenzoni with a good challenge. Throw in, left-hand side. Surely we're through additional time now. Medjadu throws it in. Mateo, back to him now. Medjadu comes forward. Just head to the corner flag, mate. The referee calls full time. That is a good performance. 13 shots, 8 on target, 51% possession for the Isle of Man. 6 shots around target, 49% of the ball for Manchester United. Passionately, we are going to say, very happy with the result and the way that you played. And I'll tell you what, a lot of those boys that started, they have earned themselves a day off against Wolverhampton. I can guarantee you that. But it does see us go top of the division. City could only manage a draw against Arsenal. 10 games played, 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. And for United, 8 wins, 2 defeats during that time. So we sit there by a point, and we are dropping off a little bit in terms of goal difference, but that will come with time. We're in a great position, 10 games played in the season. Lind, funnily enough, got the Man of the Match award, which I think is very interesting. We'll give him a bit of praise. His great ball into Pablo Rivera for the second goal. And Lucas Gabriel scouted by big money Brighton, who just continue every season to just spend a shitload of cash. They spent 20 million this year. Maybe that's why they're starting to look at some of our players. But 159 the year before, 131 the year before that, 182 the year before that, 181 the year before that, 139 the year before that. They are just cashed up beyond all belief. What we are going to do is clear out our squad, and we're going to give everybody, I think, because we've had quite a few games in the last couple of weeks, and also we've had international call-ups, and also we've got a couple of injuries, knock suspensions, that sort of stuff. We're going to give everyone 2 days rest. But now, magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the game against Wolves now. All right, so jumping forward a couple of days, there's still those couple of knocks to Arnaud, Henry and Hisham Haji, so there's a little bit there's a couple of first-team starters at the moment playing in this one. Lucas Gabriel will play due to the knock to Furkan Yilmaz. Lind and Santana will continue on from the last match as well, with Henry and Haji out. But otherwise, it's a pretty well-rotated lineup. We've got Brady coming in goal, Warburton and Natuz coming in at the central defensive positions, Medjidou at left wing-back, Lucas Gabriel at right wing back, Richard at right wing, Mateo at left wing, Schaefer will come in at the 10. I think we made the right decision playing Martinez in the last game. We might give him a bit of a spell in that number 10 role throughout the course of the next few weeks. And then Yusuf Baldi, our one off-season signing from Real Madrid on a free transfer, he will play up front and hopefully add to his goal tally for the season. Otherwise, we're in a good position. Looking over at Wolves' squad, they're playing a 4-2-2. It's not too dissimilar to ours, but I think this is 2 defensive midfielders and just a left mid and a right mid, which will be interesting actually to see how the two teams match up in the middle. That could be something to keep an eye on throughout the course of this game. Wolves are down in the Championship. We should be beating a side like this. I'm not even going to worry too much about talking about their squad in depth. Bull's their captain in midfield. Passage is their highest average rated player. No leading scorer at the moment. No leading assist maker showing either. Assertively, we are going to say Media have given a lot of credit lately. Go out there and put on a worthy display. And David Lind takes the captain's armband today with Rivera out of the side. We might also update this just to show the Carabao Cup highlights, and let's just have a look at Wolves' formation and see if they change anything throughout the course of the game. Really, playing at home back-to-back, we just want to play attacking again. We just want to get a good result. We want to try and boost morale in the overall squad as the competition continues. Lin's in a wide right area, ball back towards Schaefer, falls to Santana, and that's a fantastic goal from Jose Santana. Really the last starting wonder kid that we've got in our lineup at the moment. Everyone else was a wonder kid at one point or another, but they've graduated now to being, like culture midfielders, elite defenders, whatever else. But he's the holdout, and he's done very, very well here. Good ball, good run from Lind. Headed away by Ross, and Santana doesn't waste any time, just rifles that one straight back in with his right foot into the roof of the net. Keeper can do nothing about it, and inside 10 minutes, we take a 1-goal advantage. Deep goal kick to be taken here. Twos out wide right to Lucas Gabriel. We're going to have to keep an eye on his overall fitness as the game continues. He's played a lot of football over the last 12 months. Great ball forward to Balde, and it's a good save from Wolves custodian there. I think his name's Reed. But Baldy needs to be finishing those ones. Mateo, short corner here to Richard. Tackled by Batista, but does well to win it back, and the highlight comes to an end. There are a couple of big ties as well. Brighton playing Leeds in another game. City have got Blackburn, they should win that. But Chelsea playing Arsenal, Everton and Liverpool facing off in a Merseyside derby. United playing Birmingham. You'd expect them to get through, but the more of these sides eliminate each other throughout the course of this competition, the easier a run we're going to have. Ball in here from Wolves. First highlight we've really seen them start in possession. Ball out to Chris on the left-hand side. He beats the challenger Gabriel, and it's a pretty tame effort to be fair. Paul Brady right there with it. Saves and holds. Looking at our side as we get to half-time. Uli Schaefer's picked up a bit of a knock. We might keep an eye on that at half-time. Mateo, deep ball in towards back stick. Falls to Lind on the edge of the area, and a great strike from David Lind. He's having quite the episode. A wonderful assist last time out. He put the cross in that was eventually slammed home by Santana at the start of this game, and he's just scored an absolute cracker inside the upright. It's a good strike. Doesn't have much of an angle to work with, but it's always good when a goal clips the inside of the post on its way in. Wonderful strike for his first goal of the year. And at half-time, we are 2 goals to the good. 10 shots, 7 on target, 55% possession. Wolves, 4 shots, 1 on target, 45% of the ball. Assertively, we are going to say, very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up, lads. And everyone's responded positively, which is fantastic. We'll keep an eye on this Schaefer injury. His condition still looks okay. We're also going to keep an eye on Frank Richard. I think he's struggling for a bit of fitness. Lucas Gabriel a little bit as well. Speaking of Frank Richard, he's just put a header side netting. But as we always do, we'll give it to the mark before we look at making any subs or changes. It would take quite the performance here from Wolves to try and come back in this one. Ball back to Batista now to midfield. Bull, the captain, over to Passage. Woodley, ball over the left-hand side to Chris. Cuts inside once and puts another shot at Brady. He's beaten the defender a couple of times. Throw in right-hand side, Gabriel to take. Goes short to Frank Richard, ball in towards Santana, but it's headed away. Jones is now going to come forward for Wolves. We might make some subs after this highlight. Great run there from Santana to win it back in midfield. Lynn switches it out to the right. We've got 2v1 if we work this correctly. Lucas Gabriel in possession now. Chris wins it back for Wolves. Batista puts a ball up the line. Ferreira with a good touch around. Isaac Twos on the halfway line. And then the strike straight at Brady again. Should we let this corner play out before we look at subs? You don't really want to make subs while defending a corner. Jones to take, right-footed, towards ball. It's clipped the crossbar and then gone over. I think Brady had it covered. He was moving pretty easily across to it. We're going to drop off, go to our positive structure. We're going to take off Woolley Schaefer because of that knock. We're going to take off, I think, Lucas Gabriel as well, just because his condition's down to 79%. I don't want to risk him for the rest of the campaign. And you know what? Mateo hasn't had the greatest game either. Do we just want to let him see it out? Yeah, we won't force too much. We'll just give it until the last 10 minutes before we make that last sub. And as we always do, Old Faithful, get creative shout after an ER. Usually gets a good response. Eto, wide free kick for Wolves. They cut one back and then Woodley's put it back. It could set up a pretty tense finish here with 20 minutes remaining. I don't think they're going to challenge us too much further. It's a set-piece goal, which just every team concedes set-piece goals in FM20. It's a header from Bull, and then it's not great defensive positioning in terms of like recovering. Woodley's a big boy, and we had, I think, Frank Richard, who's only like 168 centimetres or something like that, marking him back post. Edo with the ball here, back to Batista, into Bull. Good switch across, should be recovered by Martinez. What can the sub do off the bench? Scored a great goal in the last game, and he scored probably the sealer in this one as well. His 7th goal of the season, rifled past the goalkeeper. 15 minutes remaining. We will see if it remains at 3-1 or if we kind of put our foot down a little bit and try and get additional goals. You'd assume Wolves are going to have to come out a little bit and try and find some sort of goals to equalise and keep the tie alive. But the more that they come forward, the more space is going to be left in behind for us. Eto with a deep ball forward. Passage with a flick on header. Didn't look like it was troubling the goal though. Straight over the crossbar. 10 minutes remain. We've got one more sub up our sleeve. So we're going to hit pause and then we're going to make that last change. Mateo has not had the best game. 6.4 match rating. We'll bring on Paul Harold for the last few minutes. See if the England international can't add to his personal goal and assist tally for the year. We'll give him a demand more shout a little bit as well. Everyone seems focused, which is good. To be honest, I'd take the 3-1 win. That's fine. Let's just get through this game without any injuries or suspensions. I think that's the best we can hope for. And hopefully the knock that Uli Schaefer has already suffered isn't too bad. Ball across here to the goal scorer Woodley at the base of midfield. All the way back to Reed in goal. They don't seem to have any urgency getting the ball forward. Ross gets the ball and then gives it straight back to the keeper while the striker's in the box. Batista, close down well by Richard. Still in possession though. Ball in midfield. Across to Woodley. Back to Batista. Slow, patient build up here from Wolves. Not looking to get it forward super quickly. Britton goes with the long one. Edo loses out midfield. Santana with a ball forward towards Martinez. Does very well in traffic to bring it down. Gets the edge area. Plays it across to ball day. And it's another goal for the wonder kid, a Spaniard. 3rd goal of the season for him. And he's done quite well when you consider that he's probably... This may be, I think, his 2nd start for us in all games, all competitions so far this season. It's wonderful work here from Martinez. Does very well. Lays it into a great area. And all ball day has to do... And he goes outside of the right foot for some reason. But all he has to do is pass it into a corner flag. And the goal is as good as his. Wonderful play from the front too. And as referee calls full time, 4-1 victors. 18 shots, 13 on target, 59% possession for the Isle of Man. 12 shots, 5 on target, 41% of the ball for Wolves. Passionately, we're going to say, very happy with the result and the way that you played, and everyone's responded positively, which is always fantastic to see. Now, that does mean that there's a quarter-final draw. We will probably try and bring that to you in this episode, but some pretty straightforward results. United go through, Tottenham go through, Liverpool go through at the expense of Everton, Chelsea go through on penalties at the expense of Arsenal, City go through comfortably, as do Leeds. Lind again gets the Player of the Match award. He's had a very, very good episode in terms of form. Schaefer's only out for 1 to 2 days, which is great for us. But we're going to give him a bit of praise as well. And then I think, because we've got Watford in 3 days, we are going to clear out the squad again and use a rest day. Magic of editing though, I think what we will do is jump forward 2 days to the Carabao Cup quarterfinal draw, and we'll see who we're going to get in the next stage of that competition. I don't know if that will be the next episode, but we can at least have a look at who we're going to draw before we close things off. All right, here we go. The Carabao Cup quarterfinal draw. Chelsea, Leeds, Man City, Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Man United and Tottenham. I'd prefer Middlesbrough. We'll just wait and see how the draw actually goes. But in reality, we're probably going to have to play a couple of these sides on the journey all the way through. Leeds first name out of the pot. They'll get Chelsea. Tottenham in the second tie. They are going to get Oh man, you can always kind of tell when it's going to be you because it just takes that split second longer to actually populate the name. Middlesbrough get Manchester United, because of course they do, and Liverpool will play at home against Manchester City. So some big ties there, and I think we can beat Tottenham, but this is the competition that we play our reserve side in. We're probably going to let our reserves travel down to White Hart Lane or the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or whatever it's called now. And that's not till December, so it's probably not going to be an episode that we do this week. But where are we going to come back? Maybe we skip forward a little bit and maybe we come back, not in November, but in December, and maybe we play the game against Moneybags Brighton and the game against Monaco in the Champions League, because that will be our final game of the Champions League group stages. And then, actually, we've got some big games in here as well. Maybe we'll come back and do Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, because I think that Atletico Madrid game will effectively secure a top place finish for us in our Champions League group. And then we might come back on Friday and do the last game of the Champions League group stages, see how our knockout round opponents are, and maybe we can fit that Tottenham Carabao Cup quarterfinal in to finish off the week. There's still a whole bunch of football to be played. We've got a variety of big games coming out throughout that period, but I think that might be a nice point to come back to and potentially bring you more of our Champions League group stage journey, more of our Carabao Cup journey as we get towards the semi and final of that competition. And then we'll pick up next week trying to get through what is a very, very busy January period. Some huge games against the likes of Tottenham United and City in quick succession. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the part that I appreciate the most. Thank you to everyone that's continuing to let you know, put comments down in the comment section. I do respond to every single comment that I get. Let me know what saves you've got going on at the moment. Let me know what saves you're looking forward to for Football Manager 2021. We'll have some great announcement videos up on the channel in the next few weeks relating to our beta save, the ongoing future of the channel, the long-term saves, all that sort of great stuff as well. And as always, the content that you see on the channel will be driven by what you guys want to see. As always though, I've been Sean and I'll see you all again in the mixer.